Let's talk about this double take moment mob. Because 2 hours ago, just over 2 hours ago, Danielle pulled the oldest YouTube trick in the book, the copy and claim. Let's just roll it back a day and talk about another content creator. See, it's not going to be about me tonight. It's about Cups of Conversations. After being bullied off, I will call it that, off the YouTube streets, well, she did tell us why she left, but I'm calling it that on some level. Makes her comeback with surviving the troll farm. It's raw, it's hers, it's authentic. But Danny, oh no, Danny couldn't let Cubs breathe for 5 minutes. Suddenly, she's announcing her own surviving series. Surviving the real narcissistic troll farm. And when folks called her out, what does she do? She hits us with the revisionist history. Oh, my first surviving series was Surviving Nosy Whole Life. Girl, stop. I know you're calling it a series. That was just you running your mouth until you saw someone else package their story with a title. Shall I remind folks, since she's talking about titles, the first Surviving Nosy Whole Life, that title, that came out. I put it out December, what was it, right at the end? 2020. So that's why I say, girl, stop. Surviving Nosy Whole Life? Yeah. I didn't make it into the series then, but let me continue. That's called retroactive branding, not creativity. Then she sprinkles in a shout out to Tasha K and Sean Davy Way, like that absolves her of being a copycat. Newsflash. Crediting the originator doesn't excuse the duplication. It just proves you know you are borrowing someone else's shine. Yes, I've talked about Unwind with Tasha K and her series, Surviving Jaguar. Right. I digress. Here's the real tea. Danny loves to scream jealousy at everyone else, but look who's jealous here. Every time someone else has a story, Danny has to double back and snatch the spotlight. That's what this is about. She can't stand to be outshined. So she plants herself on top of somebody else's narrative. That's not leadership. That's not originality. That's D for double take, because every time another creator steps forward, Danny's right there in the wings waiting to hijack the applause. All right, so let's just start with the timing, shall we? This is live, so I'm going to say some things. I haven't rehearsed anything, but this is just my take on it initially. I mean, right out of the gate. 23 hours ago, because I'm looking at Cups of Conversations channel, she put out a video called A Cautionary Tale of Surviving a Troll Farm, Money, Motives, and Moles. 23 hours ago. Okay. I watched it. I thought it was very clever. I just liked her introduction to it, and then said coming soon. Well, 10 hours ago, what would that be? Like 13 hours later? Here comes Danielle with Surviving the Real Narcissistic Troll Farm, Part 1. Projection of Jaguar Wright and other narcs. I mean, just sit on that for a moment. Just the title and the timing. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put through to AI what she posted 2 hours ago. Just to get an initial, like, what's going on here? Jockeying here for position. Because in her post, she said, my first surviving series was Surviving Nosy Whole Life. Exposing the sham investigation. Okay. My second series will be Surviving the Narcissistic Troll Farm. I mean, put out part 1, come back a few hours later, emphasis, but then shout out who? Shout out to the queen of surviving titles, Unwind with Tasha K. So a shout out made to her, a shout out made to Sean Davy Way, who he had a surviving series. All right. Someone giving him scripts to read each time. Then she says, check out their surviving videos. And then lastly, here's my part 1. What does that say? You see, it's not my videos, but I want to talk about it because I see the move that is being made. This can't allow another content creator to run with an idea before she has to jump in. Kind of reminds me of what happened even when I made, Love Triangle. She could not. She had to, and even said, I'm going to make it my own. But let's stick with this double take theme. Okay. Also, please be mindful of the comments that you make. I'm not looking at your comments. Perhaps I should put them on the screen. Maybe I'll do that. Should I do that? Kind of like my moon there. Let me look at the chat before I continue. Surviving a copycat. She's going to say, well, you have Unwind with Teddy. I said it, and I told everybody about it. Tonight, I'm talking about this, though. Copycat before another content creator could even make it to the first, launch, which I'm certain there are some who are looking forward to it just for another style, just to see a take on it. Okay? Yeah. But I said I was going to read a couple of comments. Then I'm going to talk about it a little bit, just a little bit. All right. Let's see. Should I put up the comments, or should I just keep up the mood? What would you guys like? It is about jealousy. Let us please be honest. And you see, I'm talking about another content creator. So she's not going to be able to say, oh, you're just talking about this because, you're jealous of me. No. I'm pointing out a pattern, and it's real, and the receipts are there. Jealousy is a heck of a drug. Yes, Jennifer, just like she stole the content for Love Triangle in Louisiana. It's a cardboard cutout. I mean, it was just like a rush. 10 hours later, put out. I just got to get ahead of this. That's exactly what it was. Period. She has never been able to think of anything on her own. On her own. And it did. Started surviving Nosy Ho live also. She even took one of my lines from my video. She did. From the Nosy Ho live series. It's all there. But as I said, this is a pattern. All right, so I said I just put through the post that I read just to see, what AI would say about it. Few points were made, contradictions in Danny's post. Her first quote, or I'll quote it, my first surviving series was Surviving Nosy Ho Live. Translation, she's scrambling to create a history of her own originality. If it was truly a series, was it presented as such? Or is it like retroactive justification? So was this a franchise? And then this shout out to Tasha K and Sean Davieway. So she's trying to preempt the criticism of copying by name dropping bigger creators. But giving credit doesn't change the fact that she mirrored Cups of Conversations, brand new return video with an almost identical concept. That's not homage, that's piggybacking. And lastly, when she said, here's part 1 of my new series. This is the move. Drop part 1 quick so that she can stake the territory before Cup's story gains traction. It's about smothering the momentum, not creating something original. She had to hurry, get out there before any traction. Yeah. it would be something, a series that people would be interested, I think. I am. Seeing how Cups is going to, make her come back with a series. Yeah, surviving the troll farm. Her story, perhaps. Her pain, maybe. Her testimony. I don't know how she's going to roll it out. But before the applause could even finish echoing, as I mentioned, here comes Danielle dropping, we'll call it her own knockoff, surviving the real narcissistic troll farm. It was like, when I saw that come up, it was like a double take. Didn't we just see this? I mean, didn't Cups already say it? I mean, this ain't inspiration. Maybe D for desperation? Again, because Danielle cannot, impossible, let another creator breathe without trying to bogart the spotlight. I called it hijacking when she did it to me. And again, the emphasis must be set. Danielle loves to holler about how everybody else is jealous of her. But talk about real jealousy here. If you were secure in your own crown, you wouldn't feel the need to double back every time someone else shines. Instead, what you're doing here, my opinion, mirror, mimic, photocopy. That's not being the leader. That's being a doppelganger. It's like a double take of YouTube. That's what it is. That's why I called it D for double take. Every time someone drops something new, Danielle's right behind them, remixing the mess like we won't notice, but we see it, we catch it, and receipts don't lie. You have to hijack everyone else's survival story. You're not exposing the troll farm. Maybe running one of your own? That's on D for double take, I think. I said I just give my input just quickly before I look at any comments. I may not say any more about this, but that point I wanted to drive home. D for double take. Yeah. Surviving a copycat. That's how I see it. All right. Anything else before we say goodnight? It's time to say goodnight. All right. Biggest bear hugs go out to all of the Grizzlies. Those of you who have joined me in the chat and in the bear cave. But now it's time to say goodbye. Yeah, please hit the like on your way out and join me sometime tomorrow. I can't stop for laughing. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.
Mm-hmm.